I did get my haircut. Thank you.
I noticed I was just consumed by my own problems. That's
Shocking. There's technology issues on your side of the camera. Baffling.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's morning, so something must be wrong.
Yeah. At least ARM ships this week. How are you getting your laptop? Because you're not at home.
Yeah, I'm not there. So we have a nephew or niece or whatever staying at our place, so she'll be there to sign for it.
Hmm.
The one thing I got to follow up today with one company, like HP agreed to send me something here, I thought, but I haven't heard from them. So I don't know if it just shows up one day or if I guess I should ask. And then I usually get stuff from Lenovo, although I've not heard from them explicitly on this one thing. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as soon as possible, obviously. This is an ill-timed trip, but what are you going to do?
How long are you down there for? Or when do you head home?
29th, like 12 more days.
Oh.
Is that right? Yeah. I'll get there eventually. What's the rush? I guess.
Is it supposed to be hotter than the center of a volcano there? Because it is here.
No, I know that's happening back home. That's true.
I guess you're at altitude, right? Like Mexico City.
Well,
higher.
dude, for whatever reason, partway through our trip when it was in March, and then all the way through the beginning of this trip, it was actually 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal every single day. And everyone here is freaking out because that never happens.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's back to normal. It's beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous. But I don't know what that, I mean, you thought we would be safe from that kind of stuff here, but I guess not. So anyway, enjoy the sweltering, hazy, hot and humid, whatever you're getting.
Yeah. Well, it'll be one of these things that my kid will be like, why would dad do that? Dad was crazy. Dad did this shit and whatever. And I never understood it. Like, I will because our house is old, 55. There's no insulation in the walls. There's like brick exterior. Then there's like an air gap where oh God, what are those boards called? It's not sheathing, whatever. So there's like an air gap in there. And
they drill holes and pour.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's not super effective or whatever. And like our HVAC bills every month are like, we do even billing every quarter. It's like $225 a month to keep this house at.
Dude, we had electric heat in Pennsylvania.
Electric heat, yeah, no.
And and there's a whole lottery system, and you can whatever. But we had winters where we paid $900 a month. Yeah, 900. No. It's just stupid.
Yeah. So like the cost benefit of like actually doing that is not there. But here's what does work.
Yeah.
And it works. Our house is all brick. Mm-hmm. Brick absorbs heat. So once the sun goes down, I swear, dude, you go out there and spray that with a hose, you can just see it just steam off.
Hiss off of it, yeah.
And then it actually cools those exterior walls down enough that it's
okay. So you actually spray the house. That's funny.
People are going to be like, man, Brad is crazy. But I'm telling you.
Some people water their lawns. Some people water flowers.
I water the house.
Brad waters his house. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's only the side. It's only the two corners. So like whatever, where the bedrooms are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like if you go out there with a laser reader or whatever, it'll say like the brick is like 115 degrees.
I used to, we had lived in Phoenix for several years. And one of the things I remember distinctly was the story of how early settlers in this region would cope with the heat in the summer, because before there was refrigeration.
Was it murder? Because that would be my...
Well, no, they would literally take all of their bed linen, beddings or whatever, their cut pillows and pillowcases and stuff, and dunk it all in water. They would submerge themselves in water, put it all back on the bed, and then they go to bed soaking wet. And of course, this would dry in probably 13 seconds or something. But it was, that was the only way you could keep cool, which kind of leads one to wonder, why would you have stopped a caravan there and not kept going?
Yeah.
I'll never understand that stuff. But I mean, where you live is obviously, I was going to say normal. I don't know what to call normal, but more of a typical situation. But yeah, this is extreme heat is tough. No matter where you are, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. I look at my HVAC unit that we replaced with one of the super high efficiency ones. I'm like,
well, yeah.
It was expensive, but worth it.
Among the 18 reasons we sold our house was we had 2 AC condensers, both of which absolutely would have to be replaced sometime plus or minus a couple of years here, So I'm sure that thing is out there struggling right now. Or one of those things, both those things, whatever.
Yep. So, anyways, it's Monday in the technology world. We've talked about HVAC, climate, heat,
Well, it's like
shipping.
was the night before Copilot and all through the house.
Recall was not stirring.
Yeah. Oh man. Thanks to a lot of faux outrage from nothing. Um, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to explain this to my wife because she doesn't care. But sometimes you do the wrong things for the right reasons, I guess, and sometimes I guess you do the right thing for the wrong reasons. And this stuff was just, it was a good outcome, but it's not the right outcome that people think, and it's also done for all the wrong reasons. But to me, the recall thing is speaks to a larger issue that has nothing to do with whether a user account has individual encryption or Windows Hello ESS is enabled or any of the baloney. It's really just about Microsoft not properly testing software. And this is something that's come to light or risen or gotten worse, whatever, during Windows 11, where we have this Windows Insider program, which is A, useless, and B, ignored because sometimes features appear like further down the chain than they should first. And then sometimes they just appear unstable,
Mm-hmm.
and without any testing whatsoever. And I'm trying to remember some of the examples and I can't, but most of those things were relatively small features. Recall is, I know there's a fine line between surprise and whatever, but you don't have to surprise the world and then release it 2 seconds later, right? You could have announced this in May and made it part of October 24H2, right? That would have been fine. I also, and you know better than anybody probably, or as well as anybody, that like announcing that the quality bar we seek to reach now is going to be achieved via the Windows Insider program is laughable on the face of it. But
The recall stuff in Insider is
well, especially recall, because you need a Copilot Plus PC to
right.
test
Which
it.
how many people have this?
Well,
Except like
zero.
3 people on Reddit who accidentally got their shipments early.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but I mean, I don't think there's any proprietary NDA something that I'm betraying by saying that reviewers would have gotten their laptops a week ago and didn't because of this recall problem, right? And as you might imagine, there is a concern on Microsoft's part. I would imagine that people not have the old experience, So we already know that Microsoft can update Windows in so many different ways, but one of those ways is during the out-of-box experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very clear that, look, Copilot Plus PCs would have had a day one experience of some kind that would have involved software updates. There's no doubt about it. But now this software update involves that, whatever that KB is they put out on, I think it was Saturday, which was the reissuing of, in the Insider program, the reissuing of that release preview build, but in stable, the actual release that would have gone out Tuesday last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that build is, did go out Saturday. So we're there. Like, you buy a Copilot Plus PC on Tuesday, you bring it home, you open the lid, before you can get into the desktop, it's going to install that thing. So it's not actually a major deal in the sense that it's not like it's a 4 gigabyte install or anything. It's just a cumulative update. But in fact, if anything, I don't know, it's probably easier to strip stuff out than it is to add stuff. I don't know. But
Yeah, the real question is how many people are not going to connect to the internet and just try
they can't. You'll have to. Well, that's not 100% true. So there is one workaround left in 24H2 that will let you bypass having to use a Microsoft account, right? And it's you go to sign in like you're going to use a commercial account, basically, and then you type in your Microsoft account or whatever it is, But the issue is you can't actually use Recall without a Microsoft account, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like if you somehow bypass all this stuff, you're still going to. I don't think you can get away without being on the internet. Like I don't think that's actually a capability. So in 24H2 Ubi, and I don't think this is why necessarily, although maybe it's not part of why, but they've been working on this for a while. And if you have been following the Windows 11 thing, you know that in each version they've restricted further and further, right? Remember Windows, the first version, it was Home Edition, was required an MSA, but there were workarounds. And I guess the second version, it was Pro, but there were workarounds. And now in 24H2, I think you have to have an internet connection. I think that I don't think you can set it up without one. So we'll see. I mean, this is something
So
I
what
want
if
to
you're on a
look at
nuclear
myself.
submarine? What are your options there, Paul Thurrott?
You don't use a Copilot plus PC. Your option is an Abacus.
Windows 10 is the OS for you.
Yeah, an Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know. I know this is. I know this outrages people, and this isn't necessarily faux outrage. It's probably just real outrage. But I don't know. This is like when people say like Outlook, the new Outlook doesn't work offline. Okay, but it's an email app. Like what are you sitting there in an email app like writing new emails so they can go out when you get online? Is that what people do?
What if they
Some
don't?
people probably, but it's 2024. Come on, you got to be online.
Yeah, telling you that house in Montana, at least for 8 years.
Yeah, or any random part of the city. Like there are certain blocks where I'm like, what's happening? I don't know. Sometimes you just can't be online. I know, but I'm not going to be setting up Windows 11 on those streets, so it's okay.
Typical Thurrott, always bending to the man.
Yeah, that's what.